Please don't politicize this virus. If you don't want many more body bags, then you refrain from politicizing it.
Yo, what's up guys? Jason Gruder here today. Welcome to the 6th episode of my podcast. It's so crazy how just 1 month ago, so many stats have changed, so many infection rates, so many death tolls have just changed in about 31 days. This is a really crazy time for all of us, and we're just going to get right into it, guys. I got many articles to read to you guys. There's lots of news going on. Politicians are getting sick. Celebrities are recovering. Celebrities are also getting sick. People all around the world, known and unknown, are just getting really bad signs of it, and there's some conspiracy theories I could talk to you guys about, so I don't know if this is going to be long or not. There's just lots of information I have to flood to you guys. So this has just happened in the past week, and past days, and past 24 hours, so we're going to get right into this, guys. First off, we're going to talk about something that's a little devastating, also known the 9/11 attacks in 2001. September 11th was a very bad day, and I wasn't even alive for it, but my parents know everything about it, my grandparents do, friends, and just more. So if you have a loved one lost in 9/11, I'm very sorry, my condolences, and I am praying for you guys. So Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, said that it's even more devastating than 9/11, but it's just as devastating because there are many things that I don't even know what happened there on that day that many people will never be able to forget. So we got an article by the Washington Post. I do not have the actual picture with me, but I do not want to get copyrighted for this. So it's their content, not mine. So let's read into this. 9/11 was so devastating, so tragic, and in many ways we lose so many New Yorkers to this silent killer, he said, referring to COVID-19. There's no explosion, but it was a silent explosion that just ripples through society with the randoms and the same evil that we saw on 9/11. Like I said, I wasn't there for that. I'm not old enough to remember that, and I wasn't even alive for it, so it really is a harsh day. I've seen videos of it, and it's just, I can't imagine watching that live and having to be there, going through that attack through our country. But we're really happy it's over, and that was almost 20 years ago, and it's still something to remember, but we've grown stronger, but sadly fallen into this silent killer. We're going to the next half of the article. He said that New York has already recorded its deadliest day yet in the pandemic. 799 people lost their lives to the virus on Wednesday, which brings the total death toll in the state more than 7,000 people. I know you people are making the numbers seem very small to calm yourselves down over this virus. It's only 7,000 people, there's no way it could be me. There's 327 million people in our country. Don't let a person's death bring you happiness. It's really devastating how they're just flushing all of the deaths away, that people have been on ventilators for a very long time, but we're getting through this, guys, and he's been seeing good and bad news. We've lost over 7,000 lives to this crisis. That is so shocking and painful and can barely be breathtaking. I can't even describe the words. It was basically the news describing the 9/11 attacks, comparing it to the silent killer known as the coronavirus, but it's also affected many people, not just with health conditions, people who have, it's like their fault. They make it bad for them, and they can't even get off the addiction of smoking marijuana, vaping, doing any of those things. So it's really bad for you, and stopping could make you at lower risk for this virus. Let's go. Next set of information is on the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who's moved into intensive care after his symptoms got extremely worse. This is also by the Washington Times, so we're going to hop into this. Here we go. We learned today, guys, that he's actually been moved out of intensive care, and he's actually doing well now, which is a very good blessing for the UK, and I hope he gets better. So we're going to read how he got out of there. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been moved out of extensive care and is in extremely good spirits, a number 10 Downing Street spokesman said on Thursday. The minister has been moved out this evening from intensive care back to the ward, where he will receive close monitoring in the early phase of his recovery, the spokesman said. He was hospitalized on Sunday when he was moved into intensive care. Just a day later, he was the first world leader to test positive for the coronavirus. It's crazy how someone's just whole leader could be affected by this virus and leave them leaderless until they find a new one. So I'm really blessed that he's been moved out, and UK's doing okay. part is about smokers and vapors and people who do drugs and everything. It can be really bad for you, obviously. It's by Jan Offerman, and let's get into it, guys. Smokers and vapors can be... What the heck is that? Dude, the whole thing is covering his whole face. Oh my. Vapors may be at greater risk for COVID-19. Tobacco and marijuana products damage the lungs where the virus does its harm. Health officials and urging people to quit, and temporary sales bans even discussed. No, they always say don't do drugs. The virus. Government said anxious times like a pandemic can lead to unhealthy but self-soothing habits where it's reasonable for a bag of potato chips, more chocolate, and or another glass of wine. But there's some stressing reducing behaviors are alarming to medical experts right now. Namely vaping and smoking of tobacco and marijuana. Because of the coronavirus attacks the lungs, this is exactly the moment they say when people should be tapering, or better yet, stopping the use of their such. Yo, Mom, what you got there?
Just some supplies for going to the store. Got my gloves, my mask, my hand sanitizer, my own Clorox wipe because the store is out for wiping down the cart, and even my sunglasses because they say it helps to wear sunglasses.
Nice. Bye, Mom. $21 million people in the Chinese government online services have been erased from their data. Could this mean 21 million deaths? 21 million people in critical condition? Simply do not know. Many suspicious things have been going around in China, but we'll find out the truth someday. Speaking of China, they've recently been teamed with the World Health Organization whenever they're only paying 1% of their funding, and the US is paying 20%. We've seen lies, odd rules, and many other suspicious things that they've been doing. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, has threatened to cancel their funding and leaving them without their 20% of that fund. So the leader of it, Dr. Tedros, I think that's his name, spoke something on that. Run it up.
One is the national unity, working across party lines. I was a politician. I know how difficult this could be. I know it. Although it's difficult, it's the right thing to do. At the end of the day, the people belongs to all political parties. The focus of all political parties should be to save their people. Please don't politicize this virus. It exploits the differences you have at the national level. If you want to be exploited, and if you want to have many more body bags, then you do it. If you don't want many more body bags, then you refrain from politicizing it. Our message: unity at national level, no politicizing, no need to use COVID to score political punches.
That's honestly the kind of the truth, but they're trying to help. They're also doing suspicious things that we do not know, so we'll find out someday. We may have some trouble on our hands. Another thing I want to show you guys is a cool app on your phone that you can get for free. It's called the COVID-19 Tracker. I just got an update right now. Really good news. Dr. Fauci, final death toll looks like more than 60,000 than 100 to 200,000. Honestly, like, really good news. The 60,000 that are about to hit up, that's going to be very sad, and that's still a large number that we have to get to. Nobody knows if we're going to be able to kill the virus with the heat in the summer and get to our summer activities. Nobody knows if we're going to be able to go back out whenever the virus is over. Nobody knows if the virus could have a retoll in the fall. Just really strange stuff has happened with this invisible enemy. We don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. So we're just here to wait and find out. Back to the app, puts large circles for even one infected person. You zoom in and you see just every single county that's affected. It literally looks like someone with severe acne problems. But who am I saying? And where I live, I'm literally going to show you guys where I live. You see me right there? But Davidson County is one I'm closest to. 819 confirmed infections and 7 deaths. But we've hit a really big curve, and many other states, including New York, have hit a large curve. So that's good stuff. It shows you the whole thing. There's just really large circles. It just makes it look over-exaggerative, but there are many other websites you could check out, but this is a really good one. It shows 21,000 people infected in New York. A lot of them have actually recovered, which is amazing. Look over here. It shows you the global stats of the infection and recovered and deaths, all brought to you by the World Health Organization. And it shows you the U.S. infected. We're almost at 500,000, which is actually really sad. It's really sad, but they said it's going to be at 60,000. And you can look at Twitter feeds and just other stuff too. But it's just really hard to look at this sometimes whenever you see all the death and just the destruction that the invisible enemy is doing. Guys, that's probably all I've had to talk to you guys about today, but we've had lots of news, we've had lots of drama, we've had lots of sad times. Donald Trump says that there's another task force that could be arising due to help fix the economy. Make sure to tune into the coronavirus task force meetings every night to get your information, and go to cdc.gov and you'll know what to figure out, and make sure to check out that app. I have all these links in descriptions. And also, make sure to go check out my brother's new YouTube. That'll also put the link in description. You'll see a picture right here. He's going to post an intro video that we've already helped made him today, and it's going to be pretty good. So, hope you guys have a great day, and stay safe and trust in the Lord, because He has your hand. He has His hand over you. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend and next week, and we'll get through this. Peace out, guys.